Alright, here we go. Algebra 1, Chapter 2, Lesson 1. Easy one today, writing equations. So you've learned to write expressions before. The difference between an expression and an equation is an equal sign. So an equation will have an equal sign. How do we know where that goes? It's the little word is. That means equals. So we have 7 times a number squared. 7 times a number squared is equals 5 times the difference of k and m. So the difference of k and m, we have k and m, and 5 times that difference. 15 times a number subtracted from 80 is... There's our little keyword again, is 25. And that's an equals. And so on the other side of the equals, we have 15 times a number subtracted from 80. So we have 80 minus 15 times a number. We can say n, we can say x, we can define our variable any way we like. I like to choose the first letter of the word if it makes sense. Alright, here we have a word problem. In 1919, Britain and France offered a flight that carried 2 passengers at a time. Now there are approximately 45,000 flights each day in the US carrying hundreds of passengers on each flight. In how many days will 180,000 flights have occurred in the US? So we have 45,000. Each is a key word. Each usually means to multiply. Each day means if we have 1 day, we have 45,000 d. If we have 2 days, we do 2 times 45,000. So we're having to multiply. And when does that equal 180,000? Well, in order to solve this, I would have to divide each side by the number of days. Nope, I'm wanting to know the days, so I have to divide each side by 45,000. The number of flights. And that is a grand total of 4 days. We're translating this into a formula. A formula is a rule for the relationship between certain quantities. So here we have the area of a triangle. Area, we'll go with A for area, is, there's our little keyword, equals. The product means we are multiplying 1/2 the length of the base and the height. The product of 1/2 the base times the height. There we go. And there's your formula for the area of a triangle. Sometimes I like to make a little subscript shape there so we know what shape we're talking about. Translate this into a sentence. 6z minus 15 equals 45. Well, we know that this right here, we're going to use is 45. There we go. And then minus 15 can be written as 15 less than, or the difference between, or 15 subtracted from. We're going to write 15 less than. 15 less than the product of 6 and a number z. Now I'm using z here, I'm saying a number z and not just a number because that is defined. This is z, not just any number, it's a number z. And then finally here we have y squared plus 3x is w. So I could call this increased by, I could call this the sum of, I'll just use increased by this time. So I have y squared, or a number y squared, increased by 3 times x, or the product of 3 and x. The product of 3 and x is w, or is equal to w. And that's about all for today. So as much fun as we can have for now. Remember to like and subscribe to the Mastermind Challenge. Even if you're not on YouTube, just sit there and put your thumbs up.